Now, let me ask you right off the bat, the Republicans have issued press releases saying that because of a guilty plea you entered 15 years ago, that you're not eligible to run. First of all, what do you say to those remarks by the Republicans?
Well, in reading the laws, it says that it does not say filing. It says when I'm actually elected and sworn in that it has to be cleared. And that won't be until November 4th, if I should win, I'm cleared. In January, when I'm sworn in, the 15 years doesn't reflect to what their accusations are.
Today, about 2 hours before we began this interview, they sent out another press release saying they received an informal opinion from an assistant to the state's attorney general, saying that they agreed with the Republicans that you're not eligible. What do you say to that informal opinion?
Well, informal opinion is just what it is, an informal opinion. But until we get the formal and it has to take me to court, then that's how I'll deal with that.
And why do you think they're coming after you? I mean, what is it about you that you think they're singling you out for?
That I don't know, Scott. I'm just here to serve. I grew up here. I'm not an implant. I'm not a transplant. I'm the plant. As a matter of fact, you're in the neighborhood I grew up in. I have the love of the people within the city of Georgetown, and that's what I'm here for, to serve.
But to put this to rest, you have no plans to drop out.
No plans.
And from what I've been told, the Democratic Party has no plans to take you out.
Right.
So you're on the ballot. And in fact, when we're recording this, early voting has been in place going on for about 4 hours.
Correct.
So you may have already received votes.
There's a possibility.
You know, your name's on the ballot. People's already voted. So,
well, I wouldn't do that to the people that believed in me, that encouraged me and motivate me not to stop or give in, and that I have their full support. So I will not let the people down that I signed up to serve for. I will not do that.
Let's get into the issues. Why are you running?
Because I care. And what has affected the citizens is infecting me. So I'm running because I care, and I believe that I can go in there not to make changes, but to make improvements. And we are battling a lot of issues now. Not going to change the day of or maybe the year of, but I'm telling you, I'll give it my all to make it equal for all the citizens.
Now, electric rates have been one of the hot topics over the past couple of years. What do you think the current council did wrong, and what can if you're elected and others are elected that's not on council right now, what could they do to make it right?
My concern was that legal and ethical, what they have done with these rates increase, and looking at the demographics and looking at the economy. Was that legal and ethical? And if it was, explain why. And at this time, I understand that you have to do some rate increase at some point, but with our economy is failing now, with the IP closing, the effect of over 2,000 lives or families, that wasn't a good move, not to do that rate increase at that amount at that particular time.
What could the new council do if new people are elected? What could they do to change things?
Our charge would be to stop that increase and get control of it. My thing is, I feel that everyone should be on a fixed utility rate. Everyone. That's equal. And you can budget for that. But you can't budget if my utility bills go from $150 6 or 7 months ago, and now you're seeing on social media when some households are almost $1,000 per month. And that's affecting not only elderly, that's a greater impact on them, but it's affecting the average household that go to work, just to pay your utility bills, and you have other bills such as living it's expensive light bills, but your car insurance, your rent, your property taxes, your grocery bills, You can't factor all of that into a rate increase from $150 to $1,000 utility bill. That's insane.
But do you think the council people, for the most part, I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but when I ask this, but do you think there are a number of council people who don't live in the same world as their constituents?
Yeah. They will come into the other world just to see what would benefit them. But have they talked to the people in the other world to see how can we help you? There's the threat of the West End redevelopment. But they're coming to see what they're redeveloping. But you never looked into the fact, you lived here all these years. Let me help you redo your home. Let's find some, and you all still can stay in your home instead of just want to buy them out and bring others in. You're not keeping the historical value of the West End.
Let me ask you about the steel mill property. Now, of course, it's private property. They can sell it to whoever they want to, and as long as it meets the zoning requirements, they can build what they want to. Mm-hmm. What would you like to see on that property? If they were to ask Ms. Walker, what would you like to see there? What would you tell them?
Livable jobs. Better jobs. Not minimum wage. Georgetown is an industry community. And if we can bring back clean energy there or replace clean energy there, that's what I would like to see there. What jobs they're making the minimum of $25 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Now, it can't be heavy industry. As of October 22nd, the zoning will change, but it can be light industry. So any particular type of light industry or other type of businesses that create jobs that you'd like to see?
We're doing the research in that. But as of now, what we have going on, we can do the research, but all the feedback and the kickback, it's kind of looking at to be a hard sell if we have all of this going on and no one wants anything there. What company would want to come here? So we have to clean up our story that we're telling. And when I say clean up, we have to be a mighty force stating that we want clean industry here. We need clean industry here. We must have clean industry here.
Would you like to see any of the property used for affordable housing or anything like that?
I would not.
Okay.
I don't think that would be safe.
Now, the port property, IP property, the city don't have a lot of say-so in that because it's county property. But what would you like to see the county do as far as including the city in the planning process?
I would like to see the city and the county come together and stop being divided. We are divided. We need to be sitting at the table with the county and making these decisions or have some type of input. We need to collaborate and partner with the county because that property over there is for all citizens, not because just the county property or just the city property. That's for all citizens. So we need to be sitting at the table collaborating with the vision of what would work for the citizens of the entire county.
Now, a lot of people have said they would like to see the IP property remain as some sort of industry. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Yeah.
Because you have to take into account that there is another, the container division is still operating there. So if they're going to try to revamp that or something, they need to consider the container divisions that's back there.
Now, let me ask you about two different groups of people who have two different concerns about what happens with the steel mill property. You've got one group that is concerned that Georgetown's historic district, whatever, will fade away because we focused on what's new on the steel mill property. We've got another group that's so very worried about what it will do to property values in the West End. The word gentrification gets used quite a bit. Do you think that's what we may see? Will we see the historic district, the focus on that fade away, or gentrification in the West End?
It will only fade away if we allow it to. Only fade away if we allow it to. Historic district, they can keep the history going. We just need to come together and come up with a solution to the issues at hand. All history need to be remained in the city of Georgetown. We are historic. We're the third oldest city within the state of South Carolina. We shouldn't be focusing on trying to erase our history, restoring our history, collaboration.
What about the concern from the West End that property values may drive them out of their homes?
Well, there's in the state of Georgia where they have grandfathered in a tax base, and we should look into that. That could be one of the solutions to helping the individuals keep their properties in the West End.
Now, one of the candidates we talked to said that they feel that there is an effort taking place within the city to try to get people out of their homes in the West End. Do you think that's really happening?
Well, I share with individuals in the West End, when you have land, you have wealth. And there's a lot of issues with heirs property over there. There's a lot of heirs property in the West End. But if they come together as a whole, collectively, they can make that difference. That this is ours. This is our history. Why you don't want the historical district history to be erased? Why are you trying to erase our history?
What do you think about where they're putting the new city hall? Was that a wise decision? Not a good decision?
In my opinion, we could have bought some land and built a brand new building with that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Yeah. But what about the location? They say we put it here because it's going to help the West End. Do you think that really going to do much to help?
How is it helping the West End?
I'm just saying that's
my
yeah. I mean,
question.
you've heard the the groundbreakings and stuff.
Yeah, how
where
is
they
it
say
helping
that?
the West End? If anything, if they're putting everything under one roof, the West End main complaint is their high utility bill.
Mm-hmm.
So you think they're going to rush to that city hall there just to pay a high utility bill?
Well, let me ask you about this, because you grew up here in the airport area, as they call it, of the city. We've had a lot of incidents in the past few weeks, even though maybe not in the past couple of weeks, thank goodness, but gunfire incidents, whether it's people getting shot, houses, cars, or just gunfire. You think the city is doing enough to try to fight that problem?
They may say they're doing enough, but it's never enough. You have to do more. You definitely have to do more. Looking into the budget and law enforcement, the staffing, you have to become more of a community resource. We have cameras, we have police presence with the blue lights on, and that should be something of some type of security to assure the residents that we are here, we are present, looking. Now, I know you can't stop it because we're going to do what we want to do, but it's not about stopping. What we need to do is become more proactive in preventing. And we need to establish more programs, community programs, to become more aware. We don't have the crime watch. I don't know if that's still active, the neighbors, but I'm quite sure that the chief, maybe he can come up with an active group of law enforcement officers that can go out to be community driven.
Do you think we need more officers?
If the budget allows us to, I will say that we do. We can use that and establish a special task force if we need to address gun violence within our city limits and or the county. We need to partner with them as well.
Yeah. Well, electric rates, the steel mill property, and crime, that's three of the big issues that the public's been talking about a lot lately. But what are some issues that you want to address if you're elected that we haven't mentioned?
The city budget, the utilities, the main thing.
You think the budget's too much, too big?
I think it's overinflated.
Yeah.
I really think it's overinflated. Another issue, I want to look at these roads and these potholes. That's an issue. Someone from the West End showed concern that and he's about 50 years old, grew up over there, and their streets haven't been paved. Beautify that area. Fresh pavement. Little sidewalks are over there now, but you put sidewalks, but the roads are terrible. And when it floods, we know that. I'm also concerned about when we have that heavy rainfall between September, October, are we doing due diligence with our public works department and cleaning out these drainage properly? Because I feel that at least once a week during the hurricane season, make sure that those holes, those drainage holes are clean of debris to make that water flow. I mean, we're in the low country, and we know that behind Piggly Wiggly it floods like, but what we can do to prevent it. We can't stop it, because all we can do is work to prevent it. And if we put together preventive measure, that will control it. It will control, because we can't control what the Lord sends. If he sends the rain, it's going to rain. We can't stop that, but we can at least prevent and try to protect. To have those individuals displace, what is it, about 8 apartments?
The Winyah apartments behind Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah, to have them displace over, and it's every year. It's not every other year. It's not every 5 years. Every year they are being replaced. And what help is out there? We just probably need to close that part down, tear it down, and build it higher, because the water is going to come. But are we benefiting from that? No. We're displacing. Now they're going to be considered homeless, because if you have to move and go stay with someone, you're considered homeless. So we need to bring some preventive measures to control that flooding.
Now, if you are elected, how in 4 years will you know that you've had a successful first term? What has to happen for you 4 years from now to say, oh yeah, I think it went good?
The people will tell me. The people will tell me, and that's who I'm here for, the people, because I care. And I'm an active listener. I go to meetings, but I like taking actions. One of my things that I want to do is all from Maryville, Airport, West End, Willowbank, Historic District, and I believe I got all the areas. I want representatives and stakeholders for us to come together on a quarterly basis, share their concerns. Don't come to me with issues. Come to me with the issues and some resolutions. We can work together as citizens, productive citizens. That shows that we are here because we are of the human race. And if Willowbank is benefiting, the airport should benefit. If the West End is benefiting, Maryville should be. All communities in the city of Georgetown should be created equal, and we come together as a whole collectively, bring our problems, because you never know, someone from another community can share an idea for this community. Perhaps you all should try this. We do this in our community. Come together, share our ideas and our thought, so we can be a great Georgetown.
There may not be anybody who is eligible to vote in the city of Georgetown that does not know you, but just in case, what you want people to know about who you are, and what you want people to know about you.
I am Jessie. I'm transparent. I love everybody. If I have enemies, I don't know who they are. I'm a firm believer in God. I'm a spiritually led person. Like I say, I'm a great listener. And if someone would come to me and I need help with this, I need help with that, I will go above and beyond to look for revenue and or resources and share that with that person. That's because my background is human services. And so in working with community development, economic development, I have learned a lot of resources, and I believe in helping people. They don't have to be limited to the city of Georgetown, but if you have that opportunity to go grow and learn elsewhere and bring your knowledge back here, that's what I'm